In a world of remakes and remasters,
Are we playing your
what was once sacred and cool has now soured and become lame.
Red?
Gone are the days of Pogs and Cowabunga. Now is the reign of slurp juice and dabs. Kids these days don't even know how bad they've got it. Now it's up to the best generation to rise to the occasion and make a show that dares to go where a lot of other nerdy shows have already gone quite a bit. That's right. They're going to talk about it a lot.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the show. This is Best Gen, where nerds complain about nerdy things, and it's called Best Gen because we're all from the same generation, and we happen to think that it's the best one. Not because we, not because we're better people, but because our entertainment certainly was better than the sludge that's coming out of Hollywood today. So strap on in and prepare to wax nostalgic as we reminisce upon the days of yore, and simultaneously complain about the filth.
Mm-hmm. I mean, we are a little bit of better people.
Yeah. Okay. I try to be modest. We're a little bit better than you, sure. I still don't have my voice back. I've had my voice. My voice has been gone for an entire week. You can tell.
Yeah, I'm recovering from a cold today, so.
Well, I'm recovering from a week-long cold. I had a cold for an entire week. And then my voice has been gone since Sunday. So I've had my voice gone for an entire week.
Damn.
So we'll have to keep this one short.
It's no fun.
Yeah, that's what we say every time. And it's
well, I might literally not be able to continue.
Yeah.
You guys are gonna have to do the heavy lifting. I'm sipping on some hot apple cider to keep my cords open.
Yep.
No, P, we just started talking in Mexican.
We've got some good to talk about. With the Reacher finale, and I've got a fun little suggestion in the thumbnail of a nice little Netflix show that's actually quite good.
Yeah, I saw that. I mean, I didn't see the show, but I saw it.
I got to read these because they were too funny, and half of them got censored. So Mark Clark was roasting everybody because it was 7:00 and it was just me. So I said, "Go ahead, you have my permission to roast all my co-hosts." So he came up with an excuse for all of you. He said David's excuse is because he's trying to prove he's not a white supremacy by being not on time. Bearded drank the Kool-Aid and is passed out at Disney Con. Pray for him. Corwin got grounded by his mom. Jared is finally trying to give his mother grandchildren. I just hung out with his mom on Thursday. She babysat my kids. We talked for a long time. It was great.
Really? Oh well, that's exciting.
And again, she kept asking, "Can you just casually mention it in the podcast? just oh, the kids are so great. They're so great."
I appreciate the subtlety then.
Protection's overrated, stuff like that. And then Mexa was still waiting for his coyote. So
they're getting expensive, bro.
Yeah.
If you're joining us from Mex's channel, his acoustic cover of the Disney's Primos cover that we wrote, Gringos, went live, which is the original video is like totally picking up again on your channel.
Yeah. For some reason, I just started noticing. We talked about it like a month ago in December, and it was like 1,000 views per day, and I was like, yay! And I was like, yay! And now it's 20,000
Yeah.
a
Wow.
day. Yeah,
I
at
got
least.
some residuals. I got like 150 views on my version on the channel from like the year. It links at the end. So not quite as much as 27,000, but
Congrats.
A lot of people don't know how to read the description. Yeah.
everyone caught a cold. That Patriot front rolling in.
Ah,
Oh dear. We're just really this is a nerd show, I
pretty good.
promise. We're really getting political today. Although I do think it's hilarious though. Like, okay, teeny bit of politics, but it's fun. It's fun politics. It's so funny that because they had the Iowa caucus for the Republican Party, and Trump, of course, took over 50% of the votes, and everyone else was like 10%, 10%. Even Vivek got a one little vote to it, right? And Nikki Haley took third place, and then immediately took the stand and said, "The Republicans have made it blatantly clear that this is a two-person race." Between me and Donald Trump, and she took third place.
at the end, it's like
Now it is because Vivek and
DeSantis.
DeSantis both dropped out and endorsed Trump. So.
But Nikki is like egoing the whole thing, and is like, no, I'm not gonna
Oh,
drop.
so
I'm just
funny.
gonna get embarrassed. Yeah.
Oh, he's like,
Now she's. Do you saw the last thing? I'm just gonna talk about it because it was funny and racist. She said that she's brown and that
Yeah,
she
she's
suffered
Indian,
her
apparently.
entire life from being brown.
she said, "I was bullied every day of my life for being brown." I'm like, what?
Like quoting, like we are quoting her literally.
Like she's lived in like a gated community her whole life.
Yeah, she
So,
was.
greetings from
bullied
San
in-
Francisco. The Time Scales. That's a book you can buy, which I haven't read yet
Nice.
because I'm dyslexic and I read audiobooks.
Mhm.
There's an audiobook. It'll get read a lot faster. If there's not, I might get to it eventually. There's actually not a whole lot of bad stuff to complain about because there's nothing airing right now, but there's a whole lot of bad announcements.
Ooh.
We've got news out the wazoo. Did you guys see the trailer for the new Indiana Jones game?
No,
Yeah.
there's a game for it. Huh?
Yeah, it
Yeah,
kind of
it's coming out.
looks like a mix between like an Uncharted, and like a point and click adventure.
Okay.
Which I guess Uncharted it's basically a point and click adventure
Yeah.
that just holds your hand and doesn't make you think.
Yeah, Uncharted is basically Indiana Jones. The two Indiana Jones games that were made by Lucasfilms were well, one of them was a point and click.
So the trailer came out and it didn't look horrible, and then the same day they released this.
Now we have the opportunity to tell a new Indiana Jones story for a modern gaming audience.
No thanks.
Now we
The goat at the end was so funny.
So hype immediately
Yeah.
Killed.
ended.
Yeah, immediately in
Uh,
game. Mm-hmm.
There was a hype for a grand total of a couple seconds, and then they shot it in the foot.
It was really hyped. Like everyone was like,
no, it
looks
it
good."
did. It
And
looked
one
really
day
good.
later,
Wow.
they couldn't help themselves.
I don't understand. I understand. I just don't understand.
Yep.
Yeah, you understand the reasoning behind the decision, but you
I understand why it's happening. I don't understand why you'd keep letting it happen.
Yeah. Right after the flop that was Indiana Jones, because that was really a flop. Like I don't know how they could spin that movie from not being a flop. Like it made barely the money that production budget was, so it barely broke even.
This being a video game, though, it was probably in development longer than the movie, to be honest. But
Yeah.
Oh, true.
Yeah, it obviously
They
was.
started like back in 2019, something like that. Yeah.
If they
It's
would
been a
have
long time.
if they would have sped it up and released it before the movie, it might have had a chance.
yeah,
It would have done like
Right.
wonders, the game, for the movie as well. Like if the game was released and then the movie, that would have been the best marketing strategy.
But I mean, Disney, you didn't stop there. They um, Echo season 2. I don't know where you heard that. There's no way on earth that's getting a season 2.
Yeah, there's no way in freaking earth. Like,
They announced She-Hulk is canceled.
Yep.
but then they dismissed, like, then this a Disney executive came and said, no, it's not canceled. Like what Tatiana Maslany said is not real.
It's true. There's no
But
way
it's probably true. I hope so at least.
Well,
Although,
there's also rumors that the Rey Star Wars movie is done.
Really?
Yep, they're just gonna hide it like they did the Luke Ryan Johnson trilogy.
Huh.
for real? Damn.
Yeah.
I wanted to see that piece of garbage.
Oh no, a bad take this week is that you had to shell out $2,000 on plumbing.
That's no fun.
It's never fun when you're like,
Oh no.
stuff is broken and I have no choice but to spend money. Yeah.
Yep.
Well, learn a trade. Just become your own plumber.
Yeah, I don't think that.
Seriously though, if you don't know what you want to do in college, don't go to college. Learn a freaking trade. Plumbers make so much money. They're rolling in dough. And it's literally a skill that will never be replaced by AI. Okay? You have job security. People aren't going to need to stop no one's ever going to stop needing water. Learn to be a plumber.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They make so much money.
Yeah, and don't get freaked out by cleaning. Also, cleaning ladies, they also like. I heard a lot of stories that Mexican illegal cleaning ladies went to America and they formed their own companies with other cleaning ladies that were also.
They made look. Just think about it. They made $2,000 off of Mark Clark in one appointment in one day. You can have more than one appointment.
I mean, if it's $2,000, I think it's probably a little bit more than one appointment. But I get at least 3 days. But 3 days is still nothing. Like 3 days is still nothing for $2,000.
No, you're thinking in Mexican. That's normal here.
Oh, it's normal for the one like, same day?
Yeah.
Oh, like no, in Mexico it's like no, you have your pipe literally bursting water or feces, and they're we're gonna fix it tomorrow. We're gonna go eat some.
You could get a plumber to show up like within the hour.
No, for real?
Yeah.
I still cannot get my plumber to fix my bathroom. I still had to like manually open.
It's America, baby.
America.
It's gonna cost you $2,000, but they're gonna get it done the same day.
Okay, yeah, that is no bueno. That's 40,000 pesos. Jesus.
Yeah.
Anyway,
half a year on rent, but yeah.
So they also just announced that they finally finished photography on Ironheart, which is, I think, the 4th time they've announced that they've finished photography on Ironheart.
Yeah.
They haven't even given a release date.
Like, there's been some reshoots there. Everyone is so excited for this, I can tell you that. And they also announced that Millie Gibson is going to be replaced in Doctor Who.
Yep, I saw that.
Did you see that it's going to be this year? She's not even in the full season.
Yep.
Wow.
She's replaced halfway through. She's not in the Christmas special.
She look what? What?
Because you're white. I think Millie Gibson just became a Republican.
I mean, she's British, so I doubt it. But
whatever. I don't know. What's your conservative party over there? Who cares party?
The Irish or something like that. I don't know. She just became Irish
or whatever.
Yeah.
She got Netflix, indeed.
And everyone's out, all the shills are, oh, it's finally a non-white Doctor Who, and you're like, literally, that's the only thing that matters to you, isn't it? Yeah. Like, you don't care about the story at all.
The woke bigots. Mm-hmm.
Anyway, more dumb stuff. Do you guys see this? This is genuinely sad.
It's sad. Yeah, I can tell you
That's the same
because
person.
I saw it. I think
Yeah.
I told you
My
when
goodness.
when we were reviewing The Boys last year. Because I used to watch it
You
with my
did.
ex, and she also had a lot of plastic surgery, so she was really good at identifying the plastic surgery that she had. And
Mm.
she was like, she has imagine that she was obsessed with plastic surgery, but she was like, she has to sue her plastic surgeon because what she did is like
She needs to
inhumane.
sue herself. She made the decision.
Oh,
She
true,
no,
obviously.
she's posting all these pictures. I checked. I went to her Instagram and
Oh,
it's real. This is what she looks like now. So this is Erin Moriarty from The Boys,
That's
who
so sad.
is like
season 1.
I think she's a 10. I think you'd be hard pressed to find anyone rating her under a 9.
Yeah, she was
Like she's
definitely
because
a
it's
9.
natural beauty. She's gorgeous. She was in my house, by the way, when filming Bloodfather.
Oh yeah.
The house in the opening scene of that movie. It's not a great movie. I don't recommend Bloodfather. It's pretty dumb. The finale is actually pretty good, but the rest of the movie is like very mediocre. But
Yeah.
the house at the beginning of Bloodfather is our childhood home.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, I was the one that answered the door when the headhunters came
Yeah.
around and said, "Hey, we love your locale for this scene that we're going to shoot.
This-
It's going to be like this crack house."
They liked our house because it looked like a crack den.
Yeah, yeah.
It's just creative.
So they replaced our black window, our back door, and blew out the windows and stuff in a
Yeah.
gunfight.
He's-
She was in her house.
Really?
She's gorgeous. Yeah.
That's crazy.
My siblings. I only came down for one day because I was in college, but my siblings were talking with like her stunt double, and they were really close.
Yeah.
That's
Mhm.
right.
What a shame.
Gorgeous, and this
Ugh, that's like a 6 at best.
I would say 4.
Yeah.
I'd like this is actively on it. It's not just that she doesn't look good anymore. This is actively unattractive to me.
Yeah. Well, everything is fake. Like everything on her face is fake, and the only thing that she has left is nothing.
Look,
Yeah,
and
it
this,
looks like you got
like
a
this
senior
isn't to be
nose
like
and-
we're not being misogynist here. Like this is literally like a plea to women: don't do this. Like this is way hotter.
Yeah. No, never mind that. Like, what happened to body positivity, right? Like the body
Right.
positivity movement
What
only
happens
works
to
for fat
accepting
people.
who you are?
Skinny women have to go through plastic surgery because I haven't seen any fat positivity movement person getting plastic surgery, but it's all of those like beautiful Hollywood actresses that for some reason they lose their mind. Like Selena Gomez ruined her face. Zac Efron ruined his face.
Yeah.
David is the oldest.
Oh yeah, I was typing that in there. So we were both in college at the same time. I just
Yeah.
went to college in state, and
I went.
my brother
to
went
Utah.
out of state. So
Yeah.
So I was at my parents' house when the headhunters came around. But
Yeah, because David, even though he was married and didn't live at our house, he was always there stealing mom and dad's food. So
Excuse me, I was a home health aide for our younger brother who had cerebral palsy. Thank you very much. So I
oh right,
spent
you're
a lot of
right,
time there taking care of our brother while you were away.
right, and eating all of mom and dad's food.
Well, granted, of course.
Dude, like I've had conversations where dad would just complain about you guys. they just keep eating all our food.
That's a compliment for your mom and dad. Like, that's good food. If they're eating all the food, that's good food.
It's so sad. And it's a shame because like her character in The Boys is the opposite of this. It's she's like fighting this. Hey, I don't need to be beautiful, right? I don't need to I don't need to give into the system because
Yeah.
I'm. And in real life, she's the opposite, it's so sad, so sad.
Yeah.
Anyway, don't do this. Please don't do this. It's not
Yeah.
attractive.
And you can see the change. If you
I
want
don't-
to see the change.
It's also like not gonna help your career. She's not gonna get cast anymore. No one likes that.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's sad.
Martina also ate my mom and dad's food. See, They're remaking The Wizard of Oz with a black cast.
No.
Yep, Dorothy's black now, which is crazy because you already have The Wiz.
Yeah. True.
They did an all black
Oh,
Wizard of Oz, and guess what? They didn't call it Wizard of Oz.
Mm-hmm.
They called it The Wiz because it was a different thing. It wasn't trying to be an adaptation of the books. It was trying to be like a parody parallel.
Mm-hmm.
That's okay. I don't mind if you want to do race swaps and tell your own stories. That's fine. Don't pretend it's an adaptation. The Wiz, people love The Wiz because it's not pretending to be Wizard of Oz.
yeah.
Sounds like a good idea, actually. I'm gonna watch
Buy it. Yeah.
So yeah,
But,
there's going to be a
yeah.
Black Dorothy, and the same person is also remaking A Wonderful Life, so that's going to be good.
Oh, fun.
They live in Inglewood, California. At least they didn't say Compton.
That's true.
Yep.
He also wanted you guys to build a house on the property. Yeah.
Yep.
Anyway, so that's the news. They're remaking The Last of Us 2 already.
Yeah, I saw that.
It's like
Remastering it.
yeah, they're remastering it. Why does this need a remaster? Isn't it like one console old? Doesn't it still look really good?
Well, it came out literally right before the PS5 came out. So I think they originally said that you could get it on PlayStation 4 or PlayStation 5.
Right.
But yeah, I think they were planning on doing that from the beginning, to be honest.
Yeah. So when it's between consoles, they have to tone it down so that it will still be playable on the previous console. But yeah, it's kind of dumb.
It doesn't need a remaster.
They're just doing it to coincide with the show,
Right.
bringing
It's
up hype
stupid.
for it.
It's stupid, and also it was a bad game, so no one cares.
Yeah.
They released some posters for Avatar, which I'm hyped for. I'm excited for this movie.
Yeah.
I'm excited for this TV show because it doesn't matter if it's good or bad. Right? If it's good, I'll be like, "Wow, this is great." And if it's bad, it's going to be more content.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
I have to watch it because I love Avatar. It's one of the greatest TV shows ever made, and I'm super excited to review this.
It looks really good. The visuals, at least. I haven't seen any.
She's using the correct pose and everything. Yeah.
It doesn't look terrible. Like there's something off with this.
I mean, it's highly produced, sure.
Yeah. I don't love the look of these posters. It looks plastic and stuff, right?
Yeah.
Which it has the Netflix look,
Sure.
right? Which I don't love.
Look, if it's so bad, it's gonna be great content, and if it's really good, well, it's gonna be enjoyable.
I would love for this show to be good. I don't think it will be. I can't wait to review it. So that's the end of February, everybody.
Oh man.
22nd. It's a month from today.
Yeah.
Well, Parm.
So there's that. Look forward to that. Master of the Universe promises that He-Man is going to be in it this time.
Yeah. You see the quote there? Prince Adam 3.5 or 4 of 5 episodes.
Ah, wow.
He's not even in all of them.
No. It's a 3.5 or maybe 4 of 5 episodes, guys. We promise this time.
He's not gonna be in the last episode.
Yeah,
Like, they're saying that.
Be the main focus. He's gonna be in 3.5 or 4. So that's confidence right there.
I truly wonder, like, who even is interviewing these people? Like, who even,
What is wrong with these people? We know what's wrong.
Yes. Oh, did you hear that song? That's it. My childhood
Mark!
became a lie.
I did
The
see it.
day that Luke
Luke
Skywalker died.
from
So
being
good.
tired. It's pretty funny.
Yeah,
I should have cried. I should have cried when Han died.
yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty great. It's a pretty great song.
Have you heard it, David or Jared?
No, I haven't. I'll
You
check
know,
it
it's so good. Look at it. Lost Souls is the name of the band. Lost Souls. Even if you don't like the genre, you're gonna love the animation in the song.
I really, Mark.
I haven't seen Korra. Is it not good or what?
It's okay. It's not as good as the first stuff, though.
Yeah.
Oh, you did. I thought you said I didn't. I liked
Yeah.
Korra, but I didn't see Airbender. I was about to just go off.
Yeah, you probably saw Korra first, to be honest.
Yeah. Korra is fine.
Yeah, it's all right.
It's a fun show.
It has one really good season, one really bad season, and 2 mediocre seasons.
Mm-hmm. Right on.
I think 1 and 3 were the best. 1 was the best, 3 was second best, then 4, then 2 is just awful. Okay, you watched Avatar: The Last Airbender. I'm dyslexic. I literally read I didn't watch Airbender, and I was upset.
Me too. That was ripping already.
And he confirmed it was in that order, yes.
Anyway, Disney is going to be censored. Disney has decided to censor its
wow.
the number one show on its platform.
Mm-hmm.
Like not even close.
Yeah.
There aren't any other shows that come close to getting as much views as Bluey does on Disney Plus.
And Disney hates it because it's not actually their content.
They didn't even make it, you suckers.
Yeah. Any guesses into what they're offended about?
That I assume it's that the dad is involved in his family's life.
Nope, that would be a good. Be a good
Let me
guess.
guess. Let me guess.
Sorry. The is it? Are they mad that he's not like a submissive and gets like dominated by his wife?
Another good guess.
Chili?
No, they're
Gender?
talking specifically about one episode.
Okay, it's that. Let me guess. Then it's that. What's problematic about
Gender.
Bluey? I think it's because they did that one episode on being afraid of shadows, and that's
I
racist.
remember that one. Yeah, another good guess, but no, it's they're complaining about an episode called Exercise. Yeah, there's an episode where people say that the dad or whatever is looking a little chubby, so he goes to exercise, and that's fat phobic. That's literally what they're complaining about.
Mark
No.
Clark had a good guess though. Was Bluey on time? Wow, that Australian white supremacist.
Yeah, no, they're complaining about promoting exercise lifestyle.
Hell. And it's funny because in when you're an adult, I guess. Well, I haven't reached that. Well, I'm an adult, but I'm not a father. You know, I will guess that when a father of that age gets like a little bit chubby, it may be a meaning of a deeper health issue, right? It's not only that he's not only fat phobic. Maybe he's doing it for his health.
Yeah, exactly. And kids are super honest, right? They will just say, "Hey, Dad, why are you fat?" Right? They have no. It's just like.
Now, have you seen that? There's this video where it's this kid, this dad who teaches his kid like a new word every day. Hey, the word of the day is this, and they talk about it. This the word of the day was enormous. It's like, yeah, this is enormous. It's really big. And can you tell me something that's enormous? It's my dad's belly. It's so good.
Yeah, right. That's kids.
He got buff, right?
Oh man,
I just love it.
Yeah.
I just love the left. He's so funny.
it's genuinely
panoramic.
great.
It's like
Yeah.
Yeah, this body
That's so funny.
positivity movement is one of the most ridiculous things that like, I do not understand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're dogs.
Wait, they
Do
agree
you know
to
what
censor
happens
it.
if a dog doesn't exercise? They die.
Yep. Yeah, it's pretty ridiculous. So yeah, they're gonna re-edit the episode because of complaints. I'm so glad I got seasons 1 and 2 of Bluey on DVD for Christmas for my kids.
Well, yeah, because you canceled Disney Plus.
Yep.
It's genuinely a good show. It's a good show for kids. Highly recommend it.
Wow.
Except that it'll exhaust you because then they'll want to play games all the time.
Yes, that's the only downside.
Well, it's an upside. It's just
You're right. It's an upside. It's just an exhausting upside.
Hey, Jacob.
Well,
Glad you joined the stream while I can still pronounce your name. Because I'm losing my voice as we go. But in happy news, Dune Part 2 is going to be really long.
Nice.
I'm sorry.
Quite sandworm size.
This movie could be 5 hours long, and I wouldn't leave the theater. Like I just,
Yep.
165 minutes.
just keep coming,
Mhm.
baby. 2 hours and 45 minutes of just pure, unadulterated spice melange.
Awesome.
Just inject it straight into my veins. I will see visions of the future, and
Do we know? Have we had confirmation that he's going to make the rest of the books in sequels? Or
I will be your Quizax Haderach. Okay. He fully intends on making Dune Messiah. His plan was to make 3 movies and adapt 2 books.
Yeah.
Which is a good place to start. Like
Yeah.
if you're Dune and Dune Messiah have a pretty good arc together, you can stop there and it makes sense. If you keep reading, you need to go to book 4 to like finish the story arcs, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess you could probably stop at Children of Dune if you changed some things around. But man, I would love to see an adaptation of The God Emperor of Dune. It is such a weird book. It is so freaking weird. There's a guy turns into a worm, okay? And he becomes the God Emperor. It's so freaking cool.
Wow.
It's so cool. The entire book is literally just philosophy. It's so good. It's so good. It's a god. It's an immortal, all-powerful emperor who can see into the future and the past, pontificating on how to keep humanity alive. It's so freaking good.
Nice. It's Mark Clark's
You
favorite.
started with God Emperor. No, I think I already knew that. I think you already revealed that on this show. But
Yeah.
it's still just so shocking. Well, my voice is just about done. So let's talk about some movies. Reacher was awesome. I liked it.
Did you guys actually watch it?
Nope. I'm still watching Netflix before I have to cancel in a week.
I guess the twist was that there is no twist. So we were wrong about that.
Yeah, we were.
They were pretty clear, like there might be a twist. But I'm also okay with the message that like you can trust people.
Yeah, I agree.
Like that's fine with me too. It's very wholesome.
Yeah.
And it was fun. The last little fight. I mean, the little fight scene on the helicopter was pretty freaking great.
Yeah, it was. pretty
And when
great.
they made a choice, and I was like, oh my gosh, what is going on? And then it turned out to be awesome, and I was like, okay, that's pretty cool. Like I thought it was going to be like it was a little over the top, but thought it was going to get ridiculous, and it didn't. Like it was a ridiculous choice that they kept grounded, right? With like him
Which
holding on to the gurney outside of the
Oh,
helicopter. And you're
yeah,
like,
yeah.
okay, like that happened. I was like, oh no, this is going to get silly. This is going to get so silly. And then it turned into just him showing how strong he was
Yeah.
and holding on, switching hands to
Yeah.
his arm with the knife wound. And you're like, okay, that's
Yeah.
pretty cool. That's pretty cool.
I know, right? He's
I
got a
I thought he was
knife.
I thought they were gonna have him lifted up, and I was like, no,
Yeah, me too.
there was
Like a
no
whole
way.
Captain America.
There is no like he is buff as heck. Okay, this guy's huge. There's no physical way that could ever work. It's a fun
I know,
show.
just
It's a
because
really fun show.
Science. And
It's a fun show that has good values and good archetypes and good heroes and good storytelling and good action. It's
Actually,
not always, huh?
Here's something I wanted to add too that I was just thinking about. The thing that I really like, especially about the actor that does Reacher, is that I didn't really realize but he's a Christian as well.
Yeah,
and like
he's in like one of those like corny Christian movies that comes out like this year.
Oh really? Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
That like
the kid that he's that
it's with Hilary Swank.
Yeah.
Where she like his kids got cancer or whatever.
Yeah, it looks really good. But yeah, I didn't realize that he was Christian, and but I watched a YouTube thing that he had on there, and like, I really appreciated this stuff that he was talking about. How he's like, you know what? Even though I play this guy who's all about killing, like
he only kills the bad guys.
What?
Mm-hmm. He only kills the bad guys.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah, but still, a lot of people criticize him for that. He's like, "Hey, you're a Christian, and yet you play a character that
read the Bible. There's violence in the Bible. Shut up."
That's basically what he was saying. He's like, you know what? This is something that actually is included in religion all the time, And so it was interesting, just like his take on it. And I grew a lot of respect for him. I was like, I respect that he, holds to his values even when a lot of people criticize him, and it's not easy. And he's he's trying to make the world better. Like
it's a good show. It's not like high art, but it's good pulp.
Yeah, it was good.
I think there are moments that are like, wow, that was really awesome, and then some moments were like, okay, it's a little generic, but it's a good solid show. Angry Mex, are you going on the Nerdporial?
Yeah, and I just realized that I changed my YouTube name. I didn't even mention it at all. But I still have the same handle, so it doesn't really matter. You can still find me. Yeah, the Angry Mexican, because nobody in the United States knows what a Mexa is.
You fixed it, so it makes sense.
Yeah.
Mexican.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I guess that's some maybe part of the reason why it started getting a lot of traction, that video. Maybe it was easier to find. Consider joining. Yeah, you should join. I'm an ally now. Yeah, but our stream is like in 2 weeks, right? If I'm not wrong. Yay!
Yes, you get literally if you become a channel member, you get a free diversity shield. You become an ally. You become diverse. You can consider yourself also technically Mexican. It's like a papal indulgence.
Mm-hmm.
You pay me $1 every month, and you can call yourself a Mexican.
Yeah. I would say it's like more basically Mexican.
I lost weight after joining this. Oh gosh, you're funny. You're a funny guy. Nerdporial's awesome. You gotta check out his channel. That's some really good stuff.
Yeah, your skin is also glowing, like if you were pregnant.
I'll be going on a show sometime in February. You love my last video? Oh, my video that's not public. Because Amazon still sucks.
Wait,
which one was that?
I have a video that's not public. It's in copyright claim limbo. right now. So I finally got around to doing episode 2 of season 2 of The Wheel of Time.
Right.
It's a very good video, and I can't really. I literally they won't let me release it until it's cleared. So
Lovely.
you and Mark Clark are the only members. Yeah, yeah. Well, my brother now too. Non-public. If you become a channel member, you gain access to my hidden video though. So that's the biggest perk. You get some emojis, you get some little badges, but the biggest quirk is you get early access to the videos that I physically can't release.
Nice. I did not know that.
I didn't know that when you do like members, it doesn't like they don't take into consideration copyright.
Yeah. Well, I could technically release it and I would make no money. Like
Oh.
I'm not allowed to run ads on it.
Oh.
When I uploaded it, Amazon took it down. Like, your video is blocked. No one will be able to see this. So now it's under appeal, and they can sue me or they can drop the act. And screw Amazon. They suck.
Mm-hmm. They suck.
Nerd Portal is 40% of the way through the Fires of Heaven.
Oh, nice. Cool.
It's a good one.
Every time I read like letters in uppercase, I always think that is the song in Ice and Fire. I don't know why. I'm like the House of the Dragon.
We didn't watch all of it. Or Mexa, you watched the whole thing because you're crazy? Did you?
I watched
episode 1. That was it.
I watched episode 1 and I watched episode 2, and I only made it to like 5 minutes in.
We talked about that last week, man.
Yeah.
Oh my
A
God.
song of Ice and Fire is better than Wheel of Time.
Okay, now we're gonna fight.
Yeah, this is literally a Wheel of Time channel, just because I really need to update like the banner and make it an ad for Best Gen.
I only have read the Song of Ice
Hey,
and Fire. It's the only book that I have in English. So.
Song of Ice and Fire is not done. It can't be better.
Oh, true. Is the Wheel of Time done?
Burn.
I want more Daredevil not connected to the MCU.
Yes.
That's the problem. Everyone's all, oh, they're bringing Daredevil. They just brought all the Netflix shows into canon. And I'm like,
Yeah.
gross. I don't.
The Defenders
want that.
was not that good. But there was a news that said that the guy that was involved with the stunt and the action from the Daredevil show, they're bringing him to Daredevil, to the Daredevil Disney show. But to that I say it's like,
Stay away.
yeah, exactly. Not only that, but it's like, imagine you try putting socks in a headless chicken. It's like, if you put socks in a headless chicken, chicken is not going to get cold in his feet, but it's still going to be a headless chicken.
I had that.
Analogy.
That is, I don't know where that came from, to be honest. I think I'm hungry and I want to eat some chicken wings.
Dude, headless. It's fascinating. I've butchered chickens.
Mm-hmm.
And they run. Yeah.
It is crazy. It is insane. They run around for literally 5 minutes.
Can I tell you like a really weird anecdote from my childhood? Because this is something that is really normal in Mexico. When I was a kid, I had a chicken pet, and he basically taught me how to walk. Like I have pictures of me walking behind the chick, trying to get it. And I remember watching. It's one of my first memories. Like I was like 2 or 3 years old. Like I'm not like one of my first memories.
Yeah.
That was confirmed by my mom recently, and I told her like, was it real that I saw my grandfather killing my chicken? But the way that they kill chicken in Mexico, I had to stand up and go back. The way they kill chicken in Mexico is that they grab them by the neck and they just spin them around like it's a Beyblade. And they spin it around to soften the neck, and they
instantly cracks the neck. Yeah.
Yeah. So I am walking into the kitchen. I see my grandfather just spinning the chicken around. I was like, dude. And then we ate it. We did caldo de gallina de rancho, which is a ranch chicken, chicken is gallina. It's a fat chicken soup. It's really tasty.
Yeah.
But I tasted my chicken. Yeah.
I kind of agree with you. I think the Shadow Rising
That's the worst of books, I think, in my opinion.
is the worst ones. You've only read 5, right?
I've read the first 6. I finished
You finished Lord of Chaos. Okay.
Yeah.
Look, Shadow Rising is good. There is too much filler. It's too long.
Yeah.
They're walking through the
It's
desert.
been way too long in the desert.
It starts off wonderfully and ends phenomenally, but there is too much filler in the middle. I love the book. It's not my favorite, and I kind of like wince when people say, "Oh, Shadow Rising is my favorite book." And I'm like, did you not read the next one? Did you not read Fires of Heaven? Like the Fires of Heaven is amazing. Okay, and then Lord of Chaos is even better than that. Well, Lord of Chaos kind of has the same problem as 4. It's got a little bit of filler too, but then the ending,
Not as much though.
the ending to Lord of Chaos is the best ending out of all of the Wheel of Time books. Okay.
Yeah.
But it's
I
got
was
it's got a
wondering-
little bit of book 4 filler.
I was wondering because you guys read a lot. Do you guys like keep count of how many books have read? Or
No,
no?
just move on to the next one.
Because I felt embarrassed that I cannot even say 3 books that is not Twilight or or Harry Potter.
So if I had to
Or
read
die.
physically, I would get through 2 or 3 a year. I'm a very slow reader, but audiobooks is fantastic.
Shadow Rising is your favorite, and anyone disagrees, like Korra more than Aang. Look, no, I understand because the ending is really good. It's a really good ending, but you got to admit there's a lot of filler in book 4. It doesn't bother me because I enjoyed the filler, right? But I can understand how someone reading for the first time is going to be a little off-put. But Fires of Heaven. I wouldn't argue with anyone who said Fires of Heaven was their favorite Wheel of Time book because it's so. You get Couladin, you get a huge battle, and you get Matt doing Matt stuff. So good. That's the best. Well, there's even better Matt stuff later, but that's some of the best Matt stuff. And it's before Perrin became just completely useless. Okay.
Although you said that, and he was in Lord of Chaos. He comes and helps in Lord of Chaos, I think. Or was it Fires of Heaven? I don't remember. Anyways,
one of those, and then he disappears for the rest of the series until the very end. Well, he's there. The problem is he doesn't disappear. He's just solving the same problem for 6 books, and you're like, come on. Shadow Rising is your favorite. Look at these toxicators. I'm not a hater. I love the Wheel of Time, baby. Demise Wells is full on litty titty. It's so good. The ending of book 6, Demise Wells. It's not my favorite book. It's by far the best ending.
It was really good. I loved everything that they were doing with Matt and the I forgot the name.
There you go. See, I agree. The Great Hunt is my favorite. The Great Hunt is my favorite book until I read book 3, and then I'm like, okay, The Dragon Reborn is my favorite book. But then I'll read book 2 again, and I'm like, okay, wait, no, The Great Hunt is my favorite book.
Just make up your mind already.
They're both good. They're both really good. But I love the ending. You can't beat the ending of The Great Hunt until you get to book 6. Okay?
2 and 3 are really good. 5.
Goodness, I started talking about the Wheel of Time, and people just showed up.
That's
I've got to
interesting.
read Long-Winded, Eye of the World vid, and then The Great Hunt review. Ooh, yeah. I do need to catch up. I do want to join your streams. I've been so busy. The Face of the Hand. The Fires of Heaven. Okay, sorry. It's good. It's fun. It's good the whole time.
Yeah. The Fires of Heaven, the problem with that is they're still in the desert in the beginning. And I'm like, oh, come on. We had so much of this in the Shadow Rising, but it picks up pretty quick after that. And it's pretty good throughout.
It's called irony. Man, sorry, this comment's so old. I don't know what you're referring to because there were so many comments.
I think the comment about the haters. Look at all these
Oh,
haters.
right. That's it.
Yep.
Hey, okay.
Catching up a little on the chat, and I'm seeing that David posted a new video on your channel. What?
I know David posted
What
a
is
new
this
video,
story?
guys.
Yeah.
Sorry, he
Nothing
needs one of these.
special. It's just an unboxing video, but hey,
Hey, it's something.
took almost a year.
Reaction was, holy CPAP.
It takes David a year to find the box.
Yep. Well, it was a Kickstarter, so it's pretty typical. You pay for it, and then you get it in a year or 2 or 3. So.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think
Dragon Reborn.
The Great Hunt is the better book, but
Yeah.
Dragon Reborn is a good ending. Okay. Anyway, that's enough of the Wheel of Time. Or we can just keep talking about it because I love the Wheel of Time. But Reacher's
If you want
great.
to talk about something you love, I'm most of the way through the Lightbringer book 5.
Lightbringer book 5. Oh, let's talk about Lightbringer. Okay, so
Yeah, let's see where I'm at. I was listening. I had to take the dogs on a walk, so I was listening to that while I was walking the dogs. That's why I'm late. I'm 59% through. Currently in chapter 92 of book 5.
Nice.
So, what do you think of Andros?
It's tough because I've enjoyed hating him for so long.
If he's not your favorite character and your least favorite character, you're reading it wrong.
Right? Yeah. Like goodness. Like the first like 3 books, I'm like very comfortable hating him, and then as you get into, I think it's book 5 here, as you're like, ooh.
Yeah.
You have depth. Come on now, that's not cool. You're not supposed to have depth. You're just supposed to be hateable. Come on.
Like I think he's written better than like Jaime Lannister, which is an apt comparison of like the purpose of that character is, hey, I'm going to give you the worst person imaginable, and then I'm going to make you like him, you little slut.
Yeah.
Like,
Jamie Lannister.
I'm just at the spot where Iron Fist is going through the prison. And so, like, I think I'm getting like a big reveal there. Like, I'm like, okay, wait, am I catching what I think I'm catching out of this? Because that's making all of my stuff that I didn't love about book 4 a lot better. the stuff that I was like, oh, come on. But yeah,
everyone,
I'm like, ooh, okay.
Everyone who has a problem with book 4 is stupid. Book 5 explained like the hints were there. Like,
yeah. So again, I'm only about 59% through, so I've still got a little ways to go. So I'm not at the end yet, but it's been pretty good so far. But yeah, seeing the scenes with young Marcus guy, the Andros, with young Andros and Felia, you're like, oh, come. And I'm waiting for Kip to learn what we learned about him at the end of book 4 with Andros and Kip's mom. I'm waiting for Kip to learn that because that's going to be an interesting one. Not to mention literally everyone else, because right now he's talking to Karis about stuff, and Karis is getting ready to sacrifice herself, and oh goodness, it's going to be good.
Yeah.
Stuff. I'm just
really good. The Wheel of Time gets a little repetitive, a little bit.
Yeah. So Nerdporo, we were talking about Lightbringer. That's another series we talked about on the show previously, and we've gotten a lot of people to read it. It's pretty good. It's really good. 5 books in the series, and it's lots of fun.
Lightbringer, yeah. Speaking of Kickstarters, you're finally printing out some Sanderson minis. Nice. I think I already announced. I got my
3D printer.
Shadbrook. I got my Shad Brooks comic book.
Yes. Yeah, I got that.
Yeah, I showed that on a stream. The why can't I Shadow of the Conqueror. That's it.
Oh.
Having a brain fart. Anyway, watch Reacher. It's good fun. It's some of the best TV we've had in a long time. You're reading Dresden and Elric simultaneously. Well, you got to join us then. I'm trying to plan. The Prophet of the Dragon just finished book 2 of Elric, and I've read all of them except I stopped I didn't read the last one because I didn't know if we were going to do them all at once, and I wanted to have something fresh. So we're going to do a stream with Prophet and Alex Green. So you should join us talking about Elric. I don't know when that's going to be because they take forever to plan stuff. But yeah, I really enjoyed Elric of Melniboné. It's like Pulp Fiction because it was released in like magazines and stuff, chapter by chapter.
Yeah.
So they're short little adventures. They're really fun. I have Dresden and I have not started it yet.
Is this the Dresden Files you're talking about there?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've read a good chunk of the first chunk of them before. I think he took a break for a couple of years to write some of his
this is Alex.
series. So I've read most of those, or listened to them on audiobook. But yeah,
Okay, I've always wondered.
Good.
Okay,
Fun.
so this is Alex's real name, apparently. I remember we've been talking for a really long time when someone finally told me that your real name wasn't Alex. And I was like, okay, I didn't know if it was like a coincidence that he had the same name as the football player. Because that was your profile picture, right? Yeah, Reacher season 2, I think it's better than mid. I think it's mid. I think it's medium well, right? Or sorry, medium rare. Sorry, I think it's medium rare.
Midwell.
Well, that's lower than mid.
Or medium.
I think season 1's better, but I enjoyed season 2. And hey, a current day mid is like a 10 compared to the rest of the stuff that's coming out.
True.
So,
Compared to Echo.
yeah, it's fun stuff. Melniboné. It's so hard to say. Can you say Melnibonéans? They're basically Valyrians from Song. Yeah.
Many bonanza.
Elric got stolen by a lot of different people, right? It was completely ripped off by the Witcher guy, and a lot of elements are moved over to other things. He even did like multiverse stuff, which is done so much better than current day multiverse stuff.
You say that like that's a hard thing to do.
You pronounce it Melnibone. Mark's not a fan of the Dresden books. I've heard they get better though. I don't know. I'll start them eventually.
It's definitely it's a different thing because it's that urban fantasy as opposed to like classical fantasy, epic fantasy, stuff like that. So it is a little different. But I've mostly enjoyed it. It's definitely a different feel than a lot of the stuff I tend to read.
Never read any of the books. I did watch the TV show when it came out. I thought that was pretty good, and it's sad that it got canceled. I don't know how.
I wanted to watch more of that. I caught a couple of.
How was Elric ripped off by The Witcher in every conceivable way? It's The Witcher. I mean, The Witcher is Elric. That's it.
I don't know either franchise well enough to comment.
Yeah.
Anyway, I watched some anime. The Netflix show that's currently going on is the Delicious in Dungeon. Okay, this isn't highbrow. Okay, I'm not. This isn't going to be your Stanley Kubrick. Okay, but it's a funny show. So they're airing weekly. There's 3 episodes so far, and I checked out the first episode. I was like, okay, this looks silly, because I've heard people really love the manga. It's a beloved manga, and they just adapted the TV show, the anime. They just adapted it into an anime. And the premise is very silly. So if you don't think the premise is interesting, you're not going to like the show. It's dumb. It's very dumb. It's silly, but it's like you can't look away, you know? Because I love cooking shows. I've watched pretty much. I think I've seen every season of Hell's Kitchen. I might have missed one. But I just love Gordon Ramsay. Okay.
Wait, someone said Hell's Kitchen? I'm making some kitchen nightmare videos about Mexican.
Dude, I love Kitchen Nightmares. Kitchen Nightmares is so dirty. It is it is filth. I don't know why anyone would watch Kitchen Nightmares, and I can't stop watching Kitchen Nightmares.
I love it.
Disgusting. It's so disgusting and so good. It's
that show. Because you guys watch that show and are like, oh, that's so disgusting, but it's like that's normal for Mexico. Like all of those things that you see in those shows are normal for any Mexican restaurant that you come in here, like normal, because we don't have any health regulations when it comes to restaurants, especially small restaurants. So beware beware what you eat here.
Yeah, The Witcher, the adventures he goes on are based on Polish folklore, but the character is 100% Elric. That's what. Yes, Delicious in Dungeon. So the premise is it's basically D&D. They have a dungeon that they have to explore, and like there's a prize if you get to the bottom of the dungeon. The ancient wizard said you'll become like king if you get to the end of the dungeon. So everyone's trying to get to the dungeon, and no one can get to the end of the dungeon, right? It's literally just dungeon diving. But the premise is the party. They have to go through fast to save the girl's sister who's been eaten by a dragon, and so they can't get, you get if you die you can get like there's resurrection spells. The stakes are not high, right? It's just that the timing is high, right? So because his sister gets swallowed by a dragon, so they if they don't get there fast, she's going to get dissolved, and so they resolve we're going to go through the dungeon, and instead of wasting our time bringing food, we're gonna cook the monsters that we kill. So every episode is a new recipe. Like they kill a monster, figure out how to cook it. It's so much fun. Like wow. I love it. Like I love those videos. So on YouTube where it's like Japanese people like cooking Pokemon.
Yeah,
like animated, they like slice them up, and like I can't get enough of that crap, and that's what this is. I'm really enjoying Delicious in Dungeon. It's stupid and it's fun.
You know what? I think I saw the trailer for this actually.
Yeah, it's dumb. It's
literally
horrible.
Like shows some guy running away, and it's just like this mushroom thing that's chasing him, and then they kill it, and they're like, "Oh yeah, you could actually eat this." I was like, "What in the world?"
I mean, it's a mushroom thing. Sure, of course, why not?
Yeah.
That sounds fun.
I'm going to read Malazan eventually. I just got to hype myself up for it because it's going to be another like Wheel of Time investment. So, and I got to reread the Wheel of Time first anyway. So, speaking of Pokemon, has anyone tried the Pal World?
I have no idea what it is.
It looks fun. It looks super fun. It sounds like Peter's favorite anime, dude. It's fun. It's a fun show. I'm liking it. The episode 3, I don't want to I kind of want to spoil it. It's who cares? There's no stakes. I'm going to spoil episode 3, so close your ears if you don't want spoilers for this cooking show anime. Okay, it's really clever because they're also like solving mysteries and coming up with recipes, and so they come across a room with living armor. And the twist is that there is no wizard controlling the armor. The armor is being controlled by mollusks using the armor as their shells. So it's like a hive mind mollusk. So they pry open the armor and get the mollusks and cook them up. It's
escargot.
It's really clever. It's a clever show.
Interesting.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, I've heard I've heard Malazan is pretty brutal. Pal's World is the direct ripoff of Breath of the Wild. No, it's Pokemon. It's Pokemon, but with guns. So
what I was mostly confused by was Mark. Oh yeah, I was gonna say Mark saying that he doesn't know that game. He doesn't know Breath of the Wild, and I guess I forgot that the Tears of the Kingdom and Breath of the Wild was the first one, but he doesn't know Breath of the Wild.
Yeah.
But even if you don't own a Nintendo or a Switch, like those are big games that everybody's been loving. Anyway.
Don't buy a Switch.
There you go. Yeah, watch Delicious in Dungeon. It's a funny show. It's just so funny.
I thought you were talking about for a second. I thought you were talking about Food Wars, and I was like, my brother watched Food Wars. Chokugeki no Soma is the name in Japanese. It's too etchy. But it's also a good cooking show.
I watched Boys in the Boat this last week. It was an interesting movie.
Yeah, I've heard that.
Nothing amazing.
They copied the collaborative. Right. Well, I'm sure, the open world. Yeah, I'm sure they styled it after the open worldness of Breath of the Wild, but it's clearly a Pokemon theme. Sure, got it.
Mm-hmm. You have some assets from Ark as well. They copy a lot of things. Yeah, I don't know what people are like. Really
it looks fun though. You got Pokemon. You can send out your Pokemon and they fight other Pokemon, but then you you can join the, you can have guns or like throw nets and stuff to help the fight, and like it looks cool. I also saw though you can capture humans in Pokeballs and do horrible things.
What?
That sounds interesting.
You can enslay. I can't say the word, but you know what I mean.
You said the whole word, just the
Us-
last
oh,
syllable.
Just missing the V. The.
I mean, we are 1 hour.
We're an hour in. I don't know what I'm going to say, but
Yeah, exactly.
I
So,
mean,
Alex,
some might call this channel technically Mexican. I'm not going to say the whole thing.
yeah, the Boys in the Boat was all right. It wasn't amazing, but it was a solid, classic, sports story. Good stuff going on there. Not again the most amazing one, but it was solid. It was a George Clooney directed film. So,
What?
Yeah, I never heard of it.
It's about an Olympic rowing team. Actually, it's about a college rowing team.
Yeah, that's
that
where
goes to the
they're on
Olympics
a boat.
in 36.
They're on a boat, and there's like a tiger there, and you're not sure if it's like a dream.
wrong one. Yeah, that's boy in the boat, not boys in the boat. Yeah. But the one I actually really wanted to bring up because I just figured.
It's the rowing movie. Okay.
Yeah. But
This
the
is
one
a
I
new
really want to
thing.
bring up is Beekeeper. I went and saw Beekeeper.
I've heard it's good.
Okay. It's pretty good. It's but I actually think it's going to play really well in Utah because it has a lot of like beehive stuff, like very. I mean, it feels like the action movie version of all the Deseret. Like
Guys,
bees are strong workers, and
I know it was the Life of Pi. I was doing a joke.
To this day, I keep saying Life of Pi, even though it's Life of P.
Everyone says Pi.
Yeah. But yeah, Beekeeper was a lot of fun. So I mean, again, it's R-rated, so family, but like mostly it's just violent. So I don't even think there's a lot of language. I'm trying to remember if there's any like nudity or anything like that in there. Not really, but it was a lot of fun. I mean, it was a big dumb action movie. You got Jason Statham beating people up, and
but it's Jason
being
Statham,
a one-man
man.
army. But
Jason Statham, dude, I love the Transporter movies, man. Transporter 1's so good. Transporter 2's okay. Transporter 3's pretty good.
I don't think I ever saw 3.
I only watched the third one.
I don't know if I've really seen any like Jason Statham movies. I've probably seen him in a couple of things like that. He's just another one of the guys in, but I haven't watched.
Transporter 2 just had
really.
that one really, really silly moment where there's a bomb on the bottom of the car. And he flips the car upside down and scrapes it off like with a crane, and you're like,
yeah,
okay, it's a little.
It got a little like
the rest of the movie was pretty good, and then that moment was well, that's not very grounded. Man, the first I gotta go watch.
It was in the air, of course not.
Transporter 1 is
through the air.
so good.
Yeah.
What's the other Statham? I mean, he's obviously in a lot of movies, but there's another one I really love. The Transporters.
The Expendables.
That's really the only one that was really his.
It started raining.
It's been raining here it's just been raining constantly out here.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Whew.
Oh, he's in the Meg. Meg's one of the more recent things. Meg and Meg 2.
Yeah, there's
Operation Fortune was pretty recent.
Transporter 2 is good. It's a good movie.
He's in some of the Fast and the Furious too, right? Or is that?
He is in the Fast and the Furious quite a bit. Yeah.
But
the other one that he's I think known pretty well for is Crank, but that one's
Yeah.
that was really good.
Oh, dude.
I haven't seen it, but I've heard about it. I've seen
the things that you probably heard about.
No.
Crank.
I completely forgot he was in Cellular. You remember that film, bro?
Oh,
Completely flew under the radar. It wasn't super popular, but
Dude,
I
I
freaking
love
love Cellular.
Isn't Collateral?
He's a bad guy in Cellular.
Yeah.
Um,
That was good. We got Chris Evans before he was ruined by.
I was under attack by water because I had my window open and the rain was just pouring in. Yeah, my bed is completely wet. Like Well, not completely, but half of it is wet. Thank God it's a king
Oh,
size.
that's no good.
Yeah. I mean, my cats are going to be cold.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, I'll watch The Beekeeper. I've heard it's really good. So, yeah, Cellular was probably what I was thinking of, but I mean, he's in lots of. Oh, I think The Mechanic. I never watched The Mechanic. He's got 2 of those. I think that's what.
Yeah. Kind of plays the same character in all the movies, but
he was in Operation Fortune, which was the Guy Ritchie movie, which was.
I wanted to go check that one out, but I never got around to it.
It was okay. Yeah, Snatch.
Not what I heard about it.
It was like it's good. It's worth watching. I didn't love it as much as The Gentleman. The Gentleman was so good, and now he's making a TV show. I'm so excited. I love Guy Ritchie stuff. Has Guy Ritchie made a bad movie? Yes, Aladdin. But that's kind of that's you forgive him. Like, hey, you got to do one. You do one for the team.
It was one of the better ones of the live action Disney things. It wasn't great, but it's
pretty gay. But
compared to the other ones, it was. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. It's one of the better.
Oh, I didn't know The Mechanic was a remake. Charles Bronson. I'll have to check that one out too. I like old movies. The OG's a thriller, not a dumb action vehicle. Yeah, sure. I like thrillers, but I also like dumb action vehicles. So, yeah, he's the same character in all of his movies. Sure, but it's a good character.
He's Jason Statham in all of his movies.
Yep.
It's a fun character. Okay.
Yeah.
No one complains when Brad Pitt is Brad Pitt in a Brad Pitt movie. I don't think I've seen all of Guy Ritchie's films, but I've seen most of them, and they're real friggin' good. The Covenant was super dope. I loved The Covenant. Man, Operation Fortune was pretty good. I never watched. Wrath of Man. That's Jason Statham. I never watched that one.
Oh.
The Gentleman was fantastic. Aladdin sucked. I have not seen Snatch. I actually really like King Arthur: Legend of the Sword. I think it is underrated, and it's one of the biggest flops of all time. And it is
is that the one with Charlie Hunnam? Not the guy from Raised by Wolves, but Charlie Hunnam.
Movie. I really like King Arthur.
I remember seeing that coming out, and I wanted to check it out. It was just one that I missed, but
he did the Man from U.N.C.L.E. remake, which is super good.
Oh, yeah. You're on Guy Ritchie, right? Not on Statham.
Guy Ritchie. Yeah, and then I haven't watched his old movies that everyone, like Snatch, Lock, Stock, and Smoking Barrels, and I know I probably should get around to watching those. So, anyway, Clint Eastwood. Oh, now you got me started on Clint Eastwood. Why would you say that? I like Clint Eastwood movies. Let's pull up Clint Eastwood.
I have never seen a single Clint Eastwood movie in my single life.
I was typing in Clint Eastwood and I typed in Clint Eastwood.
That sounds like a P-word name.
Results. That's got to be a Rule 34 sort of situation.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually haven't seen
100% of it. Shouldn't have been a flop.
Talk about Dirty Harry.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've got even more punny than I intended it to be.
It's pretty good.
You do a retrospective on the Dirty Harrys? I'll check that one out. Gran Torino, angry Gran Torino. You like Gran Torino? I love Gran Torino.
I mean, all I know about Gran Torino is that my father used to like Gran Torino because the guy had a Gran Torino and he always wanted a Gran Torino.
I love how racist he is in Gran Torino. And it's so good though. It's so funny. It's just
I almost watched The Mule. I don't think you want me to watch the movie.
The Mule's not great.
Yeah.
So I've recently been on a stint of I'm trying to watch all of Clint Eastwood's movies. Problem is there's too many of them, but most of them are really good. Okay, Cry Macho was fine. The Mule's not great. American Sniper.
Oh, I didn't know that. Oh, and then I lied. I didn't even know that was Clint Eastwood.
Oh,
It doesn't feel like a Clint Eastwood movie.
Well, because he directed it. He doesn't really act as much anymore. He just directs. I haven't seen Trouble with the
and
Curve.
he was acting in The Mule.
I haven't seen his baseball movie. I've heard it's good though. Trouble with the Curve. Gran Torino, absolutely love. Magnum Force. That's the sequel to Dirty Harry, right? Yeah. I've only seen Dirty Harry. I haven't watched any of the sequels, but I plan on it. $1 Million Baby is
That was a good one.
really good.
Yeah, that was a really good one. That's one of those where like you watch it and you're like, I was not expecting this movie to go this way.
I think I've seen Space Cowboys. Maybe not. I think I remember really liking that one, but it's Trouble with the Curve is awful, so bad it canceled out the first Dirty Harry. Hey, he's got some bad movies, but he's also got some of my favorite movies of all time. There's a lot of these I haven't seen, so I'm skipping over. Unforgiven, though, probably the greatest Western movie ever made.
That's what I've heard.
Unforgiven is so good.
I take it that those of us that haven't seen it have now been unforgiven.
And the Dollars trilogy, man, the spaghetti western, a fistful of dollars, a few dollars more, good, the bad, and the ugly. You like that's
Man,
you
American cinema culture is really, really vast.
It's really hard to beat those, and then you get Unforgiven, which he directed himself, and you're like, okay, yeah, that beats the Dollars. Watch Unforgiven. He plays a Confederate soldier in that one, who's now a Western.
Wow.
Like it's post-war, right? Yeah, and there's a whole bunch of these I need to check out though. What was the one where he's like a CIA trying to stop this assassination on the president? That one's good.
The Line of Fire.
In the Line of Fire.
Yeah,
I love that one. That one's fun. Josie Wales. I haven't seen Josie Wales yet. Oh, okay. It's Josie Wales where he's the Confederate. It's not Unforgiven. In the Line of Fire. Thank you.
Yeah, there's a lot
Revenge
of these I
of the
haven't watched.
Creature.
Most
I
of them.
have not seen Revenge of the Creature. No. The first one I watched was Fistful of Dollars. So I didn't realize how quickly he started directing, because I knew that he starred in a whole bunch of westerns and then eventually moved to directing Heartbreak Ridge. Yeah, I didn't realize how quickly he started directing.
yeah. I thought it was just recently.
Some of his, like, Play Misty for me was his first. That's in the 70s.
Wow.
He started in movies in 55.
Yeah, because I remember he directed Gran Torino, right?
Yeah.
There was a big conversation about how when Gran Torino came out about how good of a director he was, and of course he starred in that as well.
Right.
But I thought Gran Torino was his first one he directed.
Exactly. I assumed, so he just started directing and he's really good at it. Wow, that's cool. No, he's been directing for 40 years. 45
The oldest
years.
one that I see is 71 for him
crazy.
directing.
Yeah, I don't know why I thought Gran Torino was the first one he directed in 2008.
No, he started.
But I'm with you. Like I never knew that he was directing until you heard people talking about, like, wow, he did a really good job directing that. You know?
He directed Dirty Harry, or part of it, not the whole thing.
They direct it or produce it?
He directed part of Dirty Harry.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh. Oh, it says it was directed by Don Siegel.
Yeah, I haven't seen it, but
Letters from Iwo Jima. It's another one he directed.
I really, really like
Yeah, I don't think he did Dirty Harry.
Clint Eastwood. So.
Directed it anyway.
Well, I think what he's getting at is that maybe he probably just, helped direct on some scenes or something like that. Probably a story you hear not.
He directed one of the segments in Dirty Harry. He didn't direct the whole film.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Directing is super easy.
I think it depends. It depends on the director and it depends on the cinematographers and the writers.
If you're talking directing a Disney movie, Yes. Because you don't have to do any of the work. Okay. I'm talking when I can the I don't really consider you a director unless you're also writing. That's the thing. Like, what are you directing? Right. But the directors I respect are the ones that also write the film and
Right.
direct it and
Well,
are heavily involved. They don't have to be the cinematographer, but like,
right. They're supposed to direct the film, right? They're supposed to have their hands in everything. They're supposed to give direction to all the other art departments, right?
Like Edgar
It
Wright.
depends on how
Edgar
deeply they're
Wright.
involved in some of those things, or if they're just specifically, hey, overseeing all those things that they're like giving a lot of the control to the cinematographer or other things like that.
That's more like a producer. Producer is the one that pays for it, and then you have executive producers that pay for it, and they also have some say in how things go. But the director is supposed to be the one that is in charge of everything.
Mm-hmm. But it doesn't mean that they always are. So I get his point. I get his point where he's coming from with that.
Yeah, I agree and disagree with you.
Right.
But like Edgar Wright, he's not the cinematographer, but he's involved in the cinematography. He's making sure he's getting what he wants.
Yeah.
Yep.
Are you having?
Like if you have, I think it's Denis Villeneuve also, like with Dune and stuff like that.
Is
like
he ceiling
works a
leaking?
lot with his cinematographer, but
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah, he's leaking.
Oh no.
Yeah, but it's raining like too hard.
Electronics
So
covered. Yeah.
maybe it's not the ceiling. I think it's like the window.
Dang.
Yeah. Clint Eastwood doesn't write a lot of movies, but he picks stories that he really likes.
It does look like he's written
And
a
he
good
turns them
handful
into
of them. American Sniper says that he wrote it. Gran Turismo as well says that he wrote it. Again, he's credited on that.
Adapted. Yeah.
What I'm saying here.
Oh, to that, what William said, I believe that being a mediocre director is really easy, but being a really good director is really hard because you have to know everything, like you said, David.
Mm-hmm.
You literally have to know everything about everything.
Mystic River. I forgot about that one. You guys seen Mystic River?
Yeah, American Sniper was just an adaptation, and I'm not sure if he did the adaptation.
Yeah,
Mystic River is really good and heartbreaking and depressing and phenomenal. But I think
this has been a really fun tangent.
Yeah, well,
talking about Wheel of Time, and then and then Lightbringer, and then TV shows, and then Clint Eastwood, and then
Guy Ritchie first.
And the Guy
Guy Ritchie, and then Clint Eastwood.
No. We talked about Jason Statham, Transporter.
Yep. It's my fault for Beekeeper. Yep, it's my fault for Beekeeper.
Yeah, I agree. If that's that kind of directing is easy, yeah. But there are some directors that don't do that. I'd say Wes Anderson.
I was going to say most of the directors that, like, the director's name, like when they're a named director that you're knowing, they're probably going to be actual directors as opposed to 90% of the movies that you watch, like you said, that are just off the shelf and we don't know those directors' names because they're not skilled directors. They may do okay, but because they're relying on the other people to do all the stuff but the people that really know what they're doing, they're the ones that we hear, like a Guy Ritchie, all those, The one I'll take out of that list is George Lucas because we know him, but he's not a great director.
No, I just watched. I finally got around to watching Asteroid City. And
how was it?
I liked it.
Yeah, I liked it too. It was a good one.
The one I missed. I was trying to get to. I never got to it.
Yeah, I don't know about that guy. What is the name of this guy? Anderson?
Wes Anderson.
Wes Anderson.
I hate his style. Like he literally, when I see anything that he does in the screen, I want to vomit. I don't know why. It's just like
my wife.
I don't know why it causes me that like
I love it.
He definitely has a style. People either like him or hate him.
His visual
and I heard with Asteroid City, I think it was very much Wes Anderson. It was like
he kind of gets in his own way when it. Asteroid City is almost to the point of, well, it's definitely style over substance, but the substance is also good. But he gets in his own way with Asteroid City, and he loves to do weird framing, right? So if you like, Grand Budapest Hotel is a story for like 90% of the film, but then that story is technically nested within another story, nested within a story, nested within a story, because he's like silly framing. But you could take away the framing and it would still be the same movie, basically, He does a similar thing in Asteroid City. in that the movie, the story, the 90% of the story movie is a fake play.
That was
and the 10% is the production behind the play. And so the point of the story is how do plays get made, but that and how do you find meaning in a play? But then 90% of the movie is just the play story, right? Or I'd say like 80%. There's like 20% of the movie, which is the framing. It gets a little bit too convoluted and harder to understand because of the weird framing. But at the same time, the framing adds a lot to the story that wouldn't be there if it was just the bulk of the story. But I think he shoots himself in the foot a little bit because he's too Wes Anderson in this one. And so most people, even though it's pretty poignant, most people aren't going to get the message of the movie because they're just going to be confused. So if he simplified it a little bit, I think it'd be a better movie, but I enjoyed it a lot. Specifically, like the point of the movie was, how do you find meaning in stories, right? And the point of the story is moving on from grief and losing faith, right? So like it's people losing faith in God and in their own lives and trying to understand like, well, what do you do after that though? Like life still goes on. And the message was like, hey, you don't always have to understand as long as you keep telling the story. And I really liked it. I liked it a lot. I liked Asteroid City. But I understand that a lot of people are not going to like it.
Yeah, I really like Wes Anderson because he's very intentional with how he frames each shot, and so like I feel like you're saying there's a lot that can be taken just from how he's framed the shot rather than it's very artistic. I think the thing that's hard with Wes is that
Life Aquatic, super good.
It's a slowed down, like each scene is slowed down, and it almost feels like a stop
motion.
Stop motion, yeah, stop motion,
because he does that too.
Yeah, so it's
because he's done 2 of those, Jared.
Yeah,
does it feel like stop motion because he's done it?
All of his films feel very much like stop motion, where it's like, oh, okay, we're gonna pause in this scene, and it's like even when you move, like it feels like you're watching a conveyor belt, move through the scene or something like that,
But like, I really like Wes Anderson. I'm not beyond criticizing him. I think the film before this, the one for Netflix, the French Dispatch, I think is garbage. I think it's a horrible movie. Grand Budapest Hotel, I think, is a masterpiece. And
yes,
I would say it's my favorite Wes Anderson movie.
Yeah.
Moonrise Kingdom is pretty good. I like it a lot. I wish it gets a little uncomfortable with how far it goes into the teen romance, right? I think that you didn't need to, show him kissing in her bathing suit, right? They're a little too young for that. Mm-hmm. But the rest of the story is just...
Oh yeah, that movie was weird. That movie was, and I watched it when I was a teenager. Yeah. I was like 16 when I watched it. I was like, that movie's weird.
Yeah, I think it goes a little bit too far and a little bit uncomfortable with the romance. You could have had the same effect of a childhood romance without that, basically that one scene in the tent where you're like, why are you? They're kids. Come on. But the rest of the movie I loved.
Yeah, I think that Wes Anderson has some nasty things hidden. When I watched the movie, I was like, "This guy is weird."
Yeah,
I like the Fox.
Sorry, Wes Anderson makes movies for people who like liking movies more than they like a movie.
True.
Yeah, having actually not watched any of his movies, I feel like that fits from what I've heard of. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Life Aquatic is good though. What's the
Fox one's probably one of my
Fantastic
favorites.
Mr. Fox is wonderful.
But yeah,
I didn't love Isle of Dogs. What was the other one?
Oh yeah, Isle of Dogs was an interesting one.
What is it? Bottle Rocket? Is that the one with I was gonna say something really stupid. No, it's not Bottle Rocket. Bottle Rocket is one of his movies. It's
I was gonna say, yeah.
I was gonna say, is that the one with Bill Murray in it? And I realized, oh wait, he's in all of Wes Anderson movies. No, Rushmore. Rushmore is hilarious. Very funny. There's a couple I haven't watched. I haven't watched Bottle Rocket or the Darjeeling Limited. I didn't love Royal Tenenbaums. Royal Tenenbaums was a little bit too Wes Anderson. It was a little bit too up its own butt, you know. He's very pretentious. He's a very pretentious director, and sometimes it gets in his way, and sometimes it creates a masterpiece like the Grand Budapest Hotel, which is like
that one's a good one.
It's like one of my top 10 films of all time.
Yeah, it's really good.
So anyway,
Cool.
You got some nice little deep dive on directors this week because there isn't anything else on TV, and also because I'm running out of voice, so I can't go on you're more Secret Life of Pets than I Love Dogs.
Yeah, that wasn't great either.
What comes out next week?
The first one was okay, but yeah.
I don't think we have anything to talk about next week, do we? Maybe we'll plan the maybe we'll do the Elric of Melnibourne on Best Gen, since we might have some off weeks.
Looks like the Argyle's coming out next week.
That looks interesting.
Interesting enough. It looks. The more that I see about it, and the more I hear about it, and people comparing it to Romance in the Stone, I'm like, didn't we just get that with The Lost City, which was also very good? So I'm curious about this one. So I really like that Lost City.
Very mediocre.
Yeah,
I had a lot of fun with it. That really looks like it's the only thing opening up in this next week, though, at least movie wise.
I can't wait for Madam Web. That is gonna be hot trash.
Madam Web, when does it come out? When does it come out? I can't wait.
The 14, literally on St. Valentine's.
It's Valentine's Day?
Yeah, Valentine's Day.
Oh, we are. Everyone here is.
What's this one?
Better watch Madam Web.
I'm gonna watch it. The head out of it.
I mean, come on, you know me. I'm gonna watch it and probably like it way more than any of you guys. But we'll see what that means.
So garbage.
Yeah.
I truly believe that movie cannot be salvaged by Bearded. Like that movie is gonna be.
We'll have to see.
Looks the most CW of CW.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the thing. I'm looking at CW shows, and
I'm looking at the movie.
I've enjoyed Venoms, both of the Venoms. Morbius was
that's a good idea.
great,
See,
but
The Venoms are good compared to
Venom was different though. Venom was
that's
completely different.
You want to jump on for Madam Web if you're going to watch it? You're totally invited, man. Come on the show. We'll do a Madam Web stream. I'm just looking at movie releases, and next week is like nothing, some stupid stuff, and a movie called Sometimes I Think About Dying.
What?
In game.
What? It's Daisy Ridley.
Oh,
What?
I haven't seen any of the Venom movies, and I don't think I ever will.
First one was bad. I haven't seen the second one yet.
I liked him.
Oh, they're re-releasing Gojira in black and white. Yeah.
yeah, -1. Yeah.
That doesn't do anything for me though. Like why would I want to watch it in black and white?
I haven't even watched their.
I know.
One.
Rexa still has it. It doesn't even have it in his country yet.
No, it came for 2 days, bro. It came for 2 days in the 28th of December, and he left because it was only in IMAX.
Oh man.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, wait, guys. Next week there's a movie that comes out called How to Have Sex.
In game.
What?
What is wrong with Hollywood, man? It just Turning Red. Why are they re-releasing Turning Red?
Because it never got it into theaters. So it was just released on Disney Plus, and so they're like, well, we'll put, because they apparently put Soul in theaters a couple weeks ago, but I didn't see it anywhere near me, or at least not at the Regal that I go to. But yeah, Turning Red's coming in, and they're also doing, what's the other one, Luca as well.
David, read this for me. I'm losing my voice.
Do I have to watch both Venoms in order to understand Madam Web? It's the question. If you ask, you should lose your right to vote.
was gonna say, actually, you need to watch Venom in reverse order before in order to understand Madam Web. And Morbius like halfway through Venom 2, and then you can understand Madam Web.
No, but they actually gave a description of the timeline of Madam Web, and it's really weird because it has to do with the Sam Raimi trilogy. So
that's the thing is I think they changed it up a bunch. From what I've heard, there was an original point where they were going to have it back in the 90s, and then they decided not to have it in the 90s, and then they was going to have Andrew Garfield, and then it wasn't going to have Andrew Garfield, and I don't even know.
But they said
we'll
that
see
yes,
what it ends up
he's in the 90s.
Is it still in the 90s?
Yeah, he's
I don't
in the
know.
90s.
We'll have to see.
Yeah, it's between. They say like it's before the Spider-Man Raimi trilogy, apparently, or something like that.
Well, yeah, because it's supposed to be the guy who
Canonically.
plays Ben from Parks and Rec, and someone else were supposed to be Peter's parents.
Exactly, and apparently the responsibility code is going to be on a cookie, on a Chinese cookie. I don't know how you guys call it.
Fortune cookie, like
no, it's the same in Spanish.
Okay.
Wait, so
how do you say cookie in English? Is that what you just asked?
No, I meant like the fortune cookie because I said Chinese cookie, and that is not the name.
Yeah.
Because it's Galleta de la Fortuna in Spanish, but I was like, is this fortune?
So this Madam Web movie is supposed to be before Spider-Man is Spider-Man?
Yes.
That was at least some of the original plans, but it sounds like maybe they've done some rewrites to switch that around.
No, it definitely is before because Ben is the guy from Parks and Rec. And
is it supposed to be Ben
weird.
Parker? Or is it supposed to be his
it is Ben Parker? Yeah,
or whatever. It's one of those.
I thought they had. I thought they had Spider Girl in there. That was. Well, there's lots of different Spider Girls, but
there's
I thought they
four
had,
different Spider Girls. There's
I thought they had
Madam
May
Web,
Parker that was
there's Spider Girl,
the daughter of Peter
there's
Parker.
Araña,
Black
the
Spider
Latinx
Girl.
Spider.
There's Spider Woman, and there's Spider Chick.
Well,
Spider Hole.
I'm expecting it to be a little bit more like Morbius, where I went to the movie for Morbius, and I'm like, well, that was interesting, kind of fun sometimes, and a little confusing, and then afterwards you're like, yeah, that doesn't make sense. Yeah, that absolutely doesn't make sense. That's kind of weird, and that was garbage, So, yeah, that's what I'm expecting out of Madam Web. Which that's the thing is like I want them to be able. I would love to get a continuation of either Andrew or Tobey's Spider-Man. But I don't know if I don't know if I want them to actually associate with them because they're not making great movies. And but that's the other thing too, is I think what I've heard is the reason they're apparently rewriting it is because they've decided instead of attaching it to Tobey or Andrew, they want to attach it to Tom Holland, which I'm like, no, even more, please don't, because the MCU is struggling enough as it is. Like leave Tom Holland alone.
Yeah, and Spider-Man was like the most salvageable part of the MCU. Yeah.
But the important
it is
question
already slightly connected though, because they did have
but if it's no more connected
than Venom show up in the after credit scene for
right. But if it's no more connected than that, that's a parallel universe, and you can kind of do whatever junk you want in there. And because I'm still hopeful for and not quite as negative on the MCU as you guys are. So like I'm still hopeful that they can kind of recover, and if they start the more that they tie in that actually is terrible, like a Morbius directly and not just as a parallel universe, the more difficult it becomes,
Yeah.
So the real question is, are we all committing to watching Argyle, or are we gonna watch like one episode of Yu Yu Hakusho on Netflix and see if it's good?
I'll probably catch Argyle at some point this week. So there's something else I was going to try to
catch. Comes out on the 2nd, Friday.
Probably not.
Might check out ISS.
Juju, maybe. Juju
I'm going to watch the first episode of Yu Yu Hakumoto. What is it? What's it called?
Juju Hakusho, yeah.
Hakusho, because I still have Netflix.
Mm-hmm.
I'll probably keep it. Because I have to get Netflix back in February. I'll probably just keep it for an extra month. Who cares? It's another live action anime adaptation that people are saying is okay.
Oh, okay. I was like, I hadn't even heard of it.
See you there, Portal.
See ya.
Nerd.
Thanks for tuning in, man.
See ya, nerd.
Great stream. If you're Marvel, how annoyed are you about this film? Madam Web, Usually can't stop digging your own grave, and then another company jumps in and starts digging.
See, William's got where I'm going with that.
Yep.
I think that's actually probably part of the reason that I don't know. I wonder if it's they want to tie into the MCU and Marvel's like, please don't. They're like, well, but we want to.
Yeah, I'll watch the first episode of. Speaking of nerds, update on show.
My channel, because I was calling Nerd I was saying later Nerd, and then I started calling him. Anyway,
I'll check out the first episode of Yu Yu Hakusho. I might watch Argyle too. So we'll have something to talk about next week, and then the week after that, there's nothing.
Yeah, I mean, this is the slow season for a lot of movies. So like you got the other one that like I'll watch. I'll probably be watching Night Swim this week because my wife loves the horror movies, and it's just a dumb horror movie.
I've heard horrible things.
I love horror movies, but that is one of the worst horror movies you're gonna watch in your life.
So the week after that, there's
also have fun laughing at horrible horror movies like Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey, which apparently number 2 is coming out in February. So
they already have a sequel.
They've got a sequel. Yep. I mean, they made the first one for like.
Is it the Steamboat Willie? I mean, yeah.
Blood and Honey 2 comes out.
It won't have Steamboat Willie, but I think it'll actually have Tigger this time because the first one didn't, because he was a year later in the books.
True.
Yeah.
Wow.
I love that movie, by the way.
Albello has the right graveyard. January is the graveyard for the most part. Things have been creeping into February that have been okay occasionally, but February usually has about that same thing going on. Because with February, you get things like Deadpool. You know, sometimes you get some of those that creep into February, but yeah,
Deadpool's
January, February. Well, the original, the first Deadpool came out as it was a Valentine's movie. So
guys, we are all watching on March 15th the American Society of Magical N-Words.
Yes.
Okay.
What?
That is also going to be like
David,
my Hanukkah.
You haven't seen the trailer?
No.
Go watch the trailer, man.
Or better off, like, go watch my video on the trailer.
I'm actually like worried about searching for that thing. Are you kidding me?
I know, right?
I mean, it's not the N word. It's like
So here's the plan.
the word black in Spanish.
Next week, I'll probably watch Argyle, but I'm going to watch the first episode of Yu Yu Hakusho. Okay. The week after that, there's nothing. So if Yu Yu is good, maybe more of that. And then the next week, it's Madam Web. And Albelli was already committed to coming on the show, so no takebacks. Am I saying it right? Is it Albelio or is it Albaleo? I know you.
Albelio.
Just put the accent mark. Put the accent mark on there.
Albadeo.
I think it's Albelio.
Albadeo.
I was gonna say, is he a Spanish speaker? Yeah. I don't know.
Albelio. I did it right. I corrected myself. Okay.
Albelio. Okay.
I just know that I originally was saying the wrong way, and then you corrected me, and then I forgot which one was correct.
I want to be excited for If coming out.
I never knew if I was saying it right. Oh, If looks pretty good actually. Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah, that did look good. I would watch that one too.
Because it's Ryan Reynolds. But the last time I saw the trailer a couple weeks ago or last week, I was like, I don't know. I think it's just coming out. Meh.
Is anyone excited for Ghostbusters Frozen Empire?
Nah.
I don't know.
I still haven't seen the
new one. Yeah.
Yeah, I heard that it was actually pretty good though.
Yeah, I missed Afterlife in the theater, but I really wanted to see it.
I've been meaning to catch up on those because I've seen at least the first one a couple of times, but it's been so long. I was planning on rewatching the first two, laughing at the 2016 All Girls one, and then
I'm trying to understand the acronym. A Song of Men and N-Words?
It's the American Society of
American Society. American Society.
The Song of Lol. I love that movie. It's gonna be so funny.
Wow.
Does Reacher get better? If you're not enjoying if you didn't enjoy the episode 1 of season 2, I don't think you'll like season 2. But I really I think season 1 is better. Season 2 is just a teeny bit of step down, but I still like it.
Yeah, it was good.
But if you didn't enjoy episode 1 of season 2, I don't think you're gonna like season 2 because that was so good.
My cat was attacking me.
Yep. Alrighty.
Anyway, so we'll see you guys next week.
Mm-hmm.
We're talking about stuff that's probably sucky. No, I guess people said that UU was good, so we might have some good stuff to talk about next week. We'll see you then. Hopefully, my voice will be back.
I need to go watch Shelf Help Gaming videos. So
Yeah, I didn't even know that David came out with a video, so I gotta go check it out.
Yeah, it's nothing special, but it's something.
But good night, everyone. You
All
guys,
right.
anything else to plug?
No, watch my video, American Society of Magical N-Word.
Yeah. It's funny.
Yep, just pull it up.
Nice.
Oh, it's so funny. Just watch the trailer though. It's
Yeah, watch the trailer if you want to watch it first, and then watch it. So funny.
It's the most racist thing that's ever been made. It's
Any
so,
human has ever made. Yeah.
It's so racist.
Yeah.
I'm so excited for it. Anyway, see you guys next week, and hopefully the copyright claim will be released, and there will be a video dropped sometime this week. But it might not, and it might be another month-long dispute. So,
Lovely.
They currently have 5 days left on the appeal, and if they deny that, then it will go into they're going to sue me territory, because I'll have to dispute the appeal, and that'll be a 10 business days thing, which is pretty much a month. So,
what was that going on? What's the one that's on that you got?
It's
Wheel of Time season 2, episode 2, right?
Yep. My Devoid Logic, which I finally got around to coming back to. So it was just really disanimating to put so much work into the first one and then have my channel demonetized for a whole month, and then so I didn't get them done in a timely fashion like I did with Rings of Power, and so now like anytime I wanted to go back to it, it was just like depressing. But I need to finish it because then I need to go finish season 1, and then I need to go and finish Willow. So
yeah.
Oh.
Which means I'm gonna have to rewatch Willow.
Don't do it. Not worth it.
No, but it's worth it now though, because it doesn't exist anymore. I think it's definitely worth it to go back and do Willow.
All right. Sorry you have to do that.
Because I have all the screen grabs.
Yeah.
I screen grabbed them before they disappeared. By the way, I'm mad at Firefox because they updated their client and now they block screen grabbing, but there's a workaround, so I fixed it. Anyway, see you guys next week.
You done fixed it.
And maybe we'll see it in the middle of the week.
Right.
Yeah, it's gone. You cannot watch Willow anymore, which is why I want to make my Willow videos.
Mm-hmm.
So, see you guys next week. And bye.
And now it is time to say goodbye.
We had a great conversation.
It's been fun. But all good things must come to an end, and the goodest ending I can think of is...
Right now, this moment, this night.
So I guess we just say goodbye.
So, goodbye.
Toodaloo. Au revoir. Auf Wiedersehen. Ciao. Ding dao day. But come back next week for more outrageous bloopers.
This is the end.
Well, there's only one thing left to do.
I'm gonna go home and sleep with my wife.
Well, I hope you enjoyed the video. If it's true, please take a minute to subscribe to the channel, and you can join us along for the ride. And if you pay me, I'll try to be more entertaining, so please consider joining Patreon. getting your